To the US now, where the rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting and wounding the US hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion.
They just seem to be having the time of their life.
Shot o'clock.
To the Stallion.
One summer day, you're going to a pool party at Kylie Jenner's house. This is going to be the night that could ruin your life.
There was an argument and you get out of the car, right?
At that point, the argument wasn't even with me. The argument wasn't even with me. It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go. It was an argument because I was ready to go and everybody else wasn't ready to go.
Did you have an intimate relationship with him? Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory. I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
Yes, bitch, I lied to Gayle King, bitch. I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice. I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice.
Lying ass alcoholic hoe.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.
I'm the illest alive. Watch me prove it. I snatch your crown with your head still attached to it.
Come on, man. This is God-given. Only thing I got to do is just show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise for
Prophecies with the Prophet.
Lying ass alcoholic hoe. Let me say this one more time for the people in the back. Lying ass alcoholic hoe. One day y'all just gonna listen to me, man. I told y'all. The prophet doesn't lie to y'all, man. If y'all don't remember me telling y'all, let me play the tape real quick. Here it goes.
What you think about Megan?
I think she's full of shit.
Full of shit. Like that's the rest.
Oh man. I like Megan. I like Meg as an artist, but as a female, I think she's full of shit as a female.
Megan, lying ass hoe Stallion. Oh my bad. Does anybody have the information on this lying asshole? Oh my bad.
I don't have any particular mean gripes or beef with Megan the Stallion. I'll just say this, man. All these things are alleged. All these things are hearsay. I don't know her personally. I don't have any beef with Megan. I just want to say this, man. I do have a problem with the mindset of people like this. So it's not just a woman or a man thing, but let's just start here, man. The thing that people are grazing over is, no, if y'all have been paying attention, I did just do a domestic violence video. So over here at Telemade Incorporated, we don't condone domestic violence of any nature. So first and foremost, I want to say that. But the main thing that's being lost in translation is chain of reaction. That means when you do something, there's going to be a chain of other things that happen because of the first initial thing that you did.
You be contradicting like a lot of shit. If anybody's a narcissist, it's you.
Now, in this instance, Meg is the fire starter, or Meg is the person who throws stones and then hides their hands. All of these things are alleged, but y'all can follow along and y'all make your own conclusion. I'm just going to tell y'all how I saw it. Now, if we start from the beginning, Meg and Tory and Chelsea, they're all, you know, three friends who are just getting to know each other. Meg's on the rise of becoming a super duper star, and Tory's on the rise, like superstar level. So Tory's on the rise and Meg is like right here. Now, allegedly, Meg put Chelsea onto Tory because she said she didn't like him. She thought he was cool, but she wouldn't mess with him. Now, my issue comes in the manner of the lies. So when I say lying ass alcoholic hoe, the lies are the most dangerous. The lies followed by the alcoholic shit. As far as the ass, we appreciate your ass. That's your thing. That's your one trick pony. Your ass is your one trick pony. We appreciate it. The whole part, we don't care about you being a hoe. You're a grown ass woman. If you want to smash whoever you want to smash, that's your prerogative. Just own it. It's like I always said on every video, just own it.
But I'm just saying, stop lying, sis. That's all we ask. That's all we ask. It's cool. Just stop lying. It's not necessary.
She never wanted to fucking own it. It's the lying part and the alcoholic part that are dangerous.
I was drinking like a motherfucker. I was turning up. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was definitely outside.
The drinking, I don't.
Because
that night
shit,
affected my drinking.
Right.
And I say that because I learned that shit is the devil.
What?
Those two things is a bad combination. It's unpredictable. Anything can happen at any given time. The belligerent shit, the I don't remember shit, the I was drunk out of my mind shit. Y'all seen it all. All those things play a part in what happened this fateful night that changed everybody's lives forever. Now, Tory's in jail doing 10 years. Meg is still traumatized. Chelsea is under the radar. And we still got questions. Do y'all got questions? Because I got questions. There's so many holes in this case. I don't even know where to begin. Because there's holes everywhere, man. So let's say Tory and Chelsea are intimate. And they're, kicking it, whatever. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're kicking it, Meg pawned Tory off onto Chelsea. So, as we come along into quarantine radio times.
Quarantine. This has just turned into quarantine radio in about 5 seconds.
Or when everybody was being quarantined, you see Tory to start hanging out with Meg a lot. You see them on Instagram Live. Things of that nature, they're getting closer. And all of this is under the pretenses that Kelsey doesn't know that they are smashing. So, Meg said that they were growing closer because of trauma bonding.
We were really close. We were friends. We hung out like every day. And his mom passed too. So when I felt like we were bonding over that.
So this is another thing that's dangerous. She said he lost his mother. I lost my mother. It was just a thing that, we had. It was a thing that we had, together. So it was a thing that brought us together. So they go to this party at Kylie's house. and Kylie's flirting with Tory, whatever, and Meg doesn't know. I mean, Meg doesn't like it. Meg's drunk and acting belligerent and emotional. Why, if this is not your man and nobody even knows that you're fucking him? But this is where the alcohol comes into play. Now, when you can't control yourself, or you can't control the levels of alcohol, or you can't control the levels of your emotions because you're intoxicated, then you start to make out of character that moves that you wouldn't normally make if you weren't drunk. So it's said that Meg left 1 or 2 times and then told the Tory stayed, and she told the driver to take her back because she had left her shoes or whatever. But what she really wanted to do was get Tory so he wouldn't smash Kylie. Shout out to Kylie Jenner. Nobody even questioning her about the whole night. Nobody questioning her about the mind state of any of these people. Shout out to her and her legal team for making sure she stayed out of it. But anyway, so they go and get Tory. Now everybody's arguing in the car, and allegedly some shots ring off and Meg is injured. Now, there should be no times that anything of this nature should happen to Meg. But like I was saying, there's a chain reaction in life. Now, when you, as a person, are reacting emotional, that sets off the next person. So they're both young, everybody's drunk, emotions are high, and you see how the ball gets rolling. So because you go into a jealous rage, or we'll just call it an emotional rage, because at the time she said her and Tory weren't fucking. But all this comes out during the arguments in the car. And another point in the video, she says, when she's doing an interview with Gayle King, she says, they're having an argument. It had nothing to do with me. This is the dangerous shit that I'll be talking about. How are they having an argument in the car that has nothing to do with you? If there would be no argument, if it didn't come out that you were fucking Tory, there would never be an argument. So the argument is about you. That's lie number 1. Now we get to the whole shooting accusations or things of that nature. Now, as a person who's been shot before, I always tell y'all experience is the best teacher, or experience will give you the information. She wasn't shot, y'all. When you get shot, there's an entry wound, and unless the bullet's traveling around and still inside you, then there's also an exit wound. She didn't have that. They said she had a cut, or fragments of the bullet may have ricocheted off the ground, whatever, broken up pieces had hit her foot, and she was injured, not shot. That is not shot, people. That is injured from ricochet particles. Now, regardless of the fact, none of these things should happen. But, once again, it happened because of the chain reaction. Now, let's get to the court case. If Tory's the shooter and Meg's the victim, then why is Chelsea granted immunity if she didn't do anything? If you didn't do anything, if there's no charges that they can bring against you, why would you need to be granted immunity? That should have told people from the rip that the fix was in. We got a Me Too judge. It's in LA. They're bringing up all these new laws to try to convict you on any little thing without any DNA. They said there was no evidence of gun traces on his hands. None of these things have still not come to light. All we know is she got injured. Them three and the driver, who we still haven't fully seen or heard yet, and they never found him to testify. The witness, who was supposed to be a star witness for Tory's side and the defense, magically switched over and became a star witness for Megan's side and the DA. All of these things are factors in this case. So, Kelsey is granted immunity, and Kelsey gets on the stand and she says this.
Assistant Kelsey Harris took the stand today. When she got there, she was granted immunity, and her testimony seemed to leave prosecutors frustrated because she answered almost every question with, quote, "I honestly don't remember." Tory Lanez allegedly shot the Grammy-winning artist Megan Thee Stallion in the foot July of 2020. Harris made it clear today that her memory from that night was blurry because there was a lot of alcohol involved. Back in September, Deputy District Attorney Kathy Taw recorded an interview with Harris recounting the night. A lot of that recording was played in court today to refresh Harris's memory about what happened that night in the Hollywood Hills. Harris describing each part of that night in specific detail. But in court today, Harris said a lot of the things she said in September weren't true, saying, quote, "I was protecting myself."
Now, Kelsey says, "I don't remember anything. I don't know nothing. I was there. We were all drunk. I don't remember anything." Now, this is just something I want to tell the people, man. As a young person who's granted a certain amount of fame, money, power, all of these things are at your women call. And then you add on alcohol, and then you add on emotions. Anything can happen on any given night. This is why I said it's a dangerous Molotov cocktail in this whole situation. It was destined to blow up. We got Tory, who's has a Napoleon complex, which means he's a little guy who always wants to get into fights or prove his point or talk shit just to prove the fact that, all right, I'm little, but I ain't no bitch. So we got that on that side. Then we have Meg, who I don't know where she is now, but at the point she had just lost her mother. I believe just lost her grandmother. Kelsey is her friend from college. So all the people who are around her are not like her immediate day ones or her immediate family. So she's not grieving, but she's drinking or over drinking and not processing, or she doesn't even have time to go through the things that have happened in her life. And people are just around her to be around her because she's Meg Thee Stallion. So we have Meg Thee Stallion, who's being emotional and jealous or emotional, either word you want to use. She's in a rage because Tory is getting attention from another female, even though she was going behind Chelsea's back, smashing Tory.
But I did want to ask, is that night, the infamous night, the night that you actually found out about the betrayal?
It's crazy. Yeah, it is. It is. To my knowledge, shit. Other than that, like shit, she was 100.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. So yeah, it did end up coming out that night that she had been betraying me or whatever, and of course it's like, damn.
So this is a point that I try to tell to just people in general, I guess. Women, why do you think that you're allowed to either physically harm, break shit, throw shit, whatever it may be, because a guy that you like is entertaining attention from somebody else. Now, granted, you're allowed to have your feelings. You're allowed to maybe feel some kind of way. Like, I like this person, and now they're showing attention to somebody else. But what you're not allowed to do is have actions that set off chain reactions because you're in your feelings. That's called controlling your emotions or playing your part or however you want to frame it. These are not excuses to go off on people because you're in your feelings, especially if this is not your boyfriend, husband of some substantial time. It'd be like you just meet a nigga or you had sex with somebody. You don't control or possess these people. This is why I'm not in agreement with possession or control or anything of that nature, because you don't own people. People are allowed to do whatever they want to do. If they want to do it with you, if they want to do it with somebody else. You're only in control of how you react. You're only in control of your part in it. So if you're talking to somebody and they want to talk to somebody else, yes, you can get in your feelings about it, but you can't do shit. That's not a license to go off on them or throw something at them or whatever it may be because you're in your feelings. Now, back to this trial. Before the trial, Meg goes on Gayle King to do an interview because now everything's spiraling out of control. And we have this big court case coming up. And I guess Meg wants to get in front of all the stories or whatever she thinks is going to come out in court. So she goes on Gayle King, and Gayle asks her, well, how did all of these things start? Like, were you intimate with Tory? And she blatantly says, no, I wasn't. I've never been intimate with him. And everybody has a brain could see.
She said, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? And she said, what? And then it was like, no. And I was like, she lying.
Or it could know, feel, whatever you want to call it, intuition. How can you not know that she fucked Tory? Because if you didn't fuck him, there would be no reason for any of these things to happen. That's why I'm trying to say it's dangerous, or she was the dangerous one in this whole situation, because you set off a chain of events and then lied about it to save face when you're a grown-ass woman. If you had sex with somebody and somebody asks you a question, you could just say no comment, or yes, I had sex with him. You lying opens up the door to say, are you lying about every fucking thing that happened that night? You lied to Kelsey about fucking him behind her back. So it's all a big ass mess. So once the case goes to court, then all these things start coming out.
She said this story is not just about a shooting. This story is about who I had sex with. You remember yesterday the defense, they were really pitting her against her friend, talking about the fact that they shared intimate partners, multiple intimate partners.
And at the time, Megan is messing with another songwriter / rapper. Shout out to Partisan Fontaine. And it comes out that he asked her, well, why is all these things happening if you didn't sleep with them? And he said that, or this is allegedly, he said that, she, what is that? She sweared on her mother's life that her and Tory never had sex. And you see, when they went to court, and they asked Megan in court if they ever had sex because there's text messages. Now the text messages are coming out. Now it's obvious that they had sex. She can't lie in court because the text messages basically are showing that they had sex. Or not showing, but you can kind of put one and two together that they had sex. So once they go to court and it comes out that they did have sex and Megan lied, you see her and Partisan Fontaine is no longer together because she was a liar. Because she was a liar.
The defense attorney said, you lied on national TV. Megan said, yes. He said, you lied to Detective Stockman. She said, yes. He said, you lied about having an intimate relationship with Tory. She said, yes. Look, we know that she has not been truthful about her intimate relationship with Tory. She now says that they did have an intimate relationship. And then the defense attorney pressed her on some really granular details. And there were some moments where she said, I don't remember. I could have. Maybe. You could tell that he was really trying to poke holes in her story too that she gave to her lawyers. He also said yesterday, Lindsay, and this was one of the most interesting things that I think he said yesterday, he said there was a witness who saw a female with a gun. It's a really important detail.
Okay, so even after, all these things come out in court and Chelsea doesn't testify to what her statement said, they still have the one witness who they flipped, and he said the little guy had the gun. So that is the whole basis of why Tory is in jail and was sentenced to 10 years in prison, all based off Megan taking a stand. And even though she was drunk and she could have said the same thing, but she was in her feelings about how Tory was playing with her on the internet and laughing and making jokes about it. Once again, she's dangerous. Or not her, but people in this mindset is what I'm trying to get to y'all. So she testifies that he was the shooter. Even though she probably was drunk, blood out of her mind, couldn't really see who had the gun. All she knows is things were bouncing around. She got cut on her foot. So, like I said, Tory gets sentenced to 10 years in prison. He's also facing deportation. And we go on about our lives. Now, why this story comes up again is because Megan's album dropped and it wasn't doing too good. So they figured if we drop this doc, then maybe, it'll spark up more interest. But the bad thing about that is in the doc, we see Meg say, yeah, I lied to that. First of all, she called Gayle King a bitch on the doc.
Yes, bitch, I lied to Gayle King, bitch. I fucked this nigga like once, maybe twice, on a drunk night. Bitch, you kept catching me out of my fucking mind.
That was wild, but, women do their little bitch thing. We talked about that too. But, they just own it. Y'all do your thing. But in the doc, she openly admitted that she lied to Gayle King about fucking Tory. So now that's what sparks or reopens the wounds to this whole case. Now we have Tory, who just won an appeal option, meaning that there's no evidence or the judge approves of the evidence they had before. It's also rumored or allegedly that his lawyer was once affiliated with Roc Nation, so that is a conflict of interest. And the whole thing with Meg trying to spark up interest or get more people on her side, because you see her crying through the doc and saying how she's so disturbed, how her life is so unraveled, how she's the victim and everybody's looking at Tory as the victim. they thought that this would be a positive thing on Meg's side. But if you openly admit to lying about something that's so important, or something that started the whole chain reaction, why or how did y'all think that that was going to play in Meg's favor? Once again, I just want to wrap this up by saying, to be continued. This shit is going to go on for however long it goes on. Tory's still sitting in jail. He's trying to get an appeal. It's going to be extremely hard to overturn his sentencing, only because this was just basically a ploy to pass certain laws in LA. So this is the example that they use, and at the end of the day, he might just get, a little couple years taken off the sentence, but which in the end he'll still be probably deported. All of these things are allegedly, but my main point in this whole video is, I told y'all she was a fucking liar, and I am the prophet. Make sure y'all like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Hit the live bell notification. If any more news comes out, we'll keep y'all up to date. We're going to get up out of here, man. Until the next time, free Tory, and prayers to everybody involved, man. Go to therapy, go to AA, whatever you need to do. Everybody need to get their life together. Understand being young and wild and reckless. Everybody has those times. To put a black man, I never want to see a black man go to jail for somebody, or I don't even want to say just a black man, just anybody in general. I never want to see nobody go to jail for an extensive period of time over an emotional outburst. Because you got to learn how to control your emotions. And yes, I know that's easier said than done. But this is the warning of, be mindful of the people around you. Be mindful of your own reactions to people. Because just like that, you can be in jail for 10 years. So like I said, man, free Tory. Prayers for everybody involved. Go to AA. Get some therapy. Grieve. Do what you need to do. Take some time. And my last thing. I don't have no beef with you, Megan Thee Stallion. I just want to say that sparking up interest to further your music, all these things are allegedly, whatever y'all want to call it, but to bring attention to your music, maybe you should try to be more of a one-trick pony. Can she rap? Yeah, she can rap. But every song sounds the same. It's just like one twerk song after the next. Do something different. Venture out. Bring some versatility. And maybe that, can restore some more interest in your rap career. You being looked at as a liar, I don't think that helps. But who the fuck am I? I'm the prophet. Y'all believe who y'all want to believe. If y'all want the real, you know where to come. Other than that, until the next time, people, deuces.